Hey, it's Don Copeland here. Once again, playing again today with our Compress IUV 600S, and kind of a little spin on some of the other promotional type of stuff we do, or signs and whatnot. And we're going to take a little bit more direct approach to someone maybe outside of the traditional decoration industry. Someone who maybe has a metal fabrication business. Maybe they do alarms, systems, anything where you have like these junction boxes here that need to be embellished, whether you want to put company logo on them, specific information, maybe terminal strip information on the inside of it, spaces on the side for voltage in, where you're going to put the plug at, whatever it is. So we wanted to show just a couple examples of printing on different materials. This is actually a galvanized stainless steel, galvanized sheet metal that is, we've gone ahead and taped the lid on here, but we went ahead and show you this is the depth we can get with this. So a lot of these boxes might be hinged, right, which means you couldn't take the lid off. This is actually about 6 1/4 inches high, and the other box we do is about 6 1/2. We have actually a depth in here to 11. This is a 10 by 10 box. We can actually turn this on the side. So if I wanted to print down on the side, or not, we're going to do our punch out holes for the wires coming in or wires going out. We'd all be able to have that ID'd as well. Okay, so it's going to be this. We came up with a new company name, Coldesi Electric, right? Because we're pretty electric guys here. We wanted to do that, to do a decoration on the top, just to show you a bit of what it's about. It doesn't have to be something this sexy. It can be something straightforward, one or two color logo, your information of where to get contacted, or maybe it's just something that says, hey, this is pool pump, whatever it is. Okay, so what we've done now is we've got this loaded up on here. We've just oriented it over to the edge. We've gone ahead and we've set the height, but I can show you that we can actually bring this up. And what that does is when I bring it up, the light that runs across here that checks for the print head height. So as I go ahead and load this up, it's going to take it in, it's going to check it as it loads through. And because this material is not white, we're actually going to print a white underbase on it first and then come back and put the color on. So depending on whether you want to really just get some flair for your company logo, if you're really just trying to bang these out and be ID type of stuff, what we do is we probably just use black only or white only, or just black and white, but no color, and we could do one pass through. But I don't think that this is going to be something you can be printing thousands of, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and send the job over now and let it start printing. Okay, while we're printing here now, you see it's actually laid down our white underbase. Just want to talk a little bit of what maybe some specific applications for this are. Say you're a company that actually is in the metal fabrication business. Look what you can bring to the table for your clients. They can give you their logo, their information. You might even be able, that company might be doing something for XYZ Resort, right? So you can even put the XYZ Resort information on there along with the manufacturer, the company that you're selling it to, their information. Each one of these is completely customized. Going to take them to a level that others aren't. It's about the only other two ways that this would really get done. You could do it with a label, right? Which in a lot of cases, these are meant for outdoor applications, especially the one we're going to do in a little bit that's a PVC. It's meant for marine applications. You don't want to put a decal on it. It's going to deteriorate the salt air. It's going to deteriorate the sun. And then the secondary way would be to screen print it. And if you screen print it, you're mostly only going to do one color, right? And your setup, whatnot, unless you're doing a really large volume, it just doesn't make sense. With these, you're going to be able to print off as many as you need. And if the client comes back and they need 4 more, guess what? No setup of your screen printing application. You just throw it in the printer and you print full-on digital. Alrighty, so wow, I got to say this, I'm so proud because our marketing guys always like the design to come out pointing their direction, right? Even though practically that's not the orientation of the printer. I'm sure that the cameraman's pretty happy to see that the design's coming out in the right direction. So what we've done here is we've laid down the white. We're going to come back and put the color over top of it. But as I was mentioning, if you're in the fabrication business and you're trying to really grow and set yourself apart from the rest of the industry, this is an awesome way to set yourself apart. You can give your clients completely whatever they want. They can have it embellished with their logo, their customer's logo. They can have it with all the descriptions on it of what's going to go into where. And all of it's going to be printed with UV, which can be very stable, outdoor stable. It's going to be scratch resistant, right? It's not a decal, so you don't have to worry about somebody applying it crooked. All of a sudden you take this beautiful box that you're charging somebody $50 or $75 for, And because an employee's a little tired one morning or one afternoon, when they're applying the labels crooked, it all of a sudden just devalues the product. So I think that for people who are doing fabrication, that they're going to find this is a great way to open up just a whole new category of customers, or a way to draw your customers in. Even if you don't charge a ton extra for this service, it's going to set you apart from the crowd, and you're going to get more business because of it. All right, there we are. She's done full color. Just looked at the software to see how much, because the actual software that comes with the printer, the RIP software, calculates our ink cost. So this added under 30 cents. It was like 27 and change, call it less than 30 cents worth of ink to this, to scale it up in proportion to the cost of the box, less than 0.1% of the box. All right, so I'm sorry, yeah, it'd be less than the 0.1%. But the big deal with this is now we've customized something. We could do 2 up on this machine with this size box, or you could have done a box up to. I mean, think about a smaller breaker box. A smaller breaker box would fit on here because the print area is 24 by 18. We have our larger machine, which is the 1200S. With these, you could have comfortably put, because of the size of the design, we didn't come all the way down to the edge. We could have overlapped a little bit on the front. We could have done 4 across, 3 deep. That would have been a dozen of these boxes that got printed at one time. And again, remember, this is a galvanized sheet metal that a fabricator would have bent to be able to do these. And you could have done several of these up and then just printed the tops if you wanted to. So, this is a standard piece here. Maybe you don't have to embellish the sides of it, but you absolutely could go on ahead, prefabricated, printed these as you go, as opposed to screen printing, where you maybe have to send them off and have somebody else do them themselves.